NFL picks and predictions for the big game tonight between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football. It's Myguyknowsaguy here on my sports predictions channel. We're going to see Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley travel to Lambeau Field to take on Jordan Love and Micah Parsons. Should be a great game, and I have some really interesting prediction thoughts to share with you in this video. As you can see from a betting perspective, I had my biggest NFL day of the season yesterday on Sunday in week 10. I went 18-4 overall with my frenzyforecast.com newsletter readers. I also returned to live streaming right here on the channel all weekend. I was live for nearly 4 hours yesterday during the early NFL window. The NFL picks and player props that I shared right here on the channel during that live stream went 11-4. I was also 5-1 with the live in-game bets that I shared at halftime yesterday. I want to take a second to say thank you to everyone who watched my live streams over the weekend. It was really fun to sweat these outcomes with you, and I really enjoyed interacting with everyone in the chat. It's always fun to win together, and while anything can happen in sports betting, I do have more to share with you for this Eagles-Packers game tonight. Take a second to smash the like button for me so more people can see this video. Also, leave a comment below. Let's aim for 15 comments for this video. With that said, here are my picks for Monday Night Football in Week 10. As you can see, as of right now, the Packers are still favored against the Eagles tonight. They're currently 1 to 1.5 point favorites on the board at the moment. They were 2.5 point favorites earlier in the week, but the odds shifted towards the Eagles after they activated Saquon Barkley and AJ Brown for this matchup. The pregame total is 45.5 here. Both of these NFC powerhouses lead their divisions at the moment. As many of us remember, the Eagles did knock the Packers out of the playoffs last year in the wild card round. They won decisively 22-10 in that game. The Eagles are also currently tied for the best record in the NFC at the moment at 6-2 with the Buccaneers and the Seahawks. It's also worth noting that both of these teams have been favored in every game they've played so far this season. The Eagles were favored in 13 straight NFL games before this one. One big notable trend for the Packers so far this season is their habit of playing to their opponent's level. We saw this last week when Green Bay were 13-point favorites at home against the Carolina Panthers, only to lose outright. That loss dropped them to 1-5 ATS in games in which they're favored by 6 points or more this season. However, when the spread is a bit tighter, like tonight, they are 3-0 straight up ATS when they're favored by 3 points or fewer. Last season, the Eagles were 3-0 ATS as road underdogs before they entered their stretch of 13 straight games as favorites, as I mentioned. It's also worth noting that Packers head coach Matt LaFleur has a 66% cover rate in primetime games since 2020. His teams are 23-12-1 against the number in those games. On the offensive side of things, Green Bay has quietly become one of the league's most efficient units. They're top 5 in yards per play, 3rd overall in third down success rate, and the Packers are also top 8 in both total yards and passing offense. This is partly due to the fact that quarterback Jordan Love has developed into an elite pocket quarterback. In clean pockets, he has an 85.5% completion rate this season. That could be huge tonight against an Eagles defense that's ranked 27th in plays allowed per game. The Eagles are also 31st in the NFL this season in opponent total third down conversions. Another big factor for Jordan Love here is the fact that he has separated himself against man coverage this year. The Eagles run man coverage on defense at the 9th highest rate in the NFL at the moment, so this trend could play right into Jordan Love's hands tonight. It's really unfortunate that tight end Tucker Kraft is out for the rest of the season after tearing his ACL for the Packers. He was developing into a star right before our eyes, and with the multitude of injuries suffered by the Packers wide receivers this season, he acted as a safety valve for Jordan Love for most of the year. When you look at the Eagles offense, they've been surging lately. They have the highest EPA per play in the NFL since week 7. As I said before, they activated Saquon Barkley for this game. He got back on track in his recent performance against the Giants. He had 150 yards in that game, but we can't look too much into that because the Giants' run defense has been really poor this season. Jalen Hurts has also been strong once again this season. He hasn't been turning the ball over, and he's actually a bit overlooked at the moment. The rushing combination of Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts is usually too much for their opponents to handle, but I think the Packers' rushing defense has a decent chance to slow them down tonight just a bit. Since the Packers added Micah Parsons to the lineup, they rank 10th in the NFL in pressure rate. The Packers also have a top 10 red zone defense, and the Eagles' third down offense is 28th in the league at the moment. It's also worth noting that the Eagles' defense has allowed 20 or more points in their last 6 games. They've allowed an average of 24.7 points per game over their last 6. Out of all of the Eagles' units, I think their secondary is the weakest unit on the team. They actually tried to address this issue at the trade deadline. They traded for former Packer Jair Alexander and Michael Carter from the Jets. Alexander will not be ready to play tonight because of a knee issue, but Michael Carter might be ready to go. I have questions about this Eagles secondary, and I think Jordan Love might be in a position to pick them apart tonight. The Packers are at home tonight. They should be motivated to play the Eagles tonight after getting bounced in the playoffs last year. It remains to be seen how this Packers offense will look without Tucker Kraft in the lineup, but I think the weakness of the Eagles secondary and the ability of Jordan Love to pick apart man coverage defenses is too much to ignore. My pick for Eagles versus Packers on Monday Night Football is the Packers to win on the money line at minus 110 odds to win 1 unit. My pick for Eagles versus Packers on Monday Night Football tonight is the Packers to win on the money line at minus 110 odds to win 1 unit. Take a second now to smash the like button for me. Leave a comment below about anything NFL picks related. Subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on. It's Myguyknowsaguy here on my sports predictions channel. Best of luck with all of your NFL picks for Monday Night Football. I'll see you next time.